Hey, what's up? My name is Ange. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are going to be going over all of the books that I read in July and, scary to say, the one book that I DNF'd. Starting out, I read 6 books in the month of July, which is one shy of kind of how I've been going, either reading 7 or 11 books every month this year. However, I would have had 7 books, but I did end up DNFing one book. I will get to that one at the very end. I'm very sad to announce that I actually did DNF it. I put it back on my TBR card, so maybe I will try and get to it again eventually. Maybe read it some other way. I don't know, but maybe we'll get back to it eventually. For right now, it's going over there and then it's going to go back on the card. So starting off in the month, I read Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This book follows Russ and Aurora, and they have a one-night stand at a house party when they are at college, and then they don't even find out each other's names, and then all of a sudden they are both camp counselors at the same camp, and that's when the no fraternization rule comes up, and Aurora just is like, I'm gonna break that, I want him. He's a little bit more hesitant, but they end up getting together. So I rated this book 2.5 stars. I really wanted to like it, but honestly it fell flat for me. I felt like there was no actual plot. Like, yes, I know they had that one night stand and then they met at camp and then they got together and they grew a lot as characters. Like, you really saw the development between both of them being able to set boundaries and become better and different people throughout the book. But besides that, like, for them just like being at camp, I just felt like there was nothing actually happening. I just, for lack of better words, it was just very like blah to me, and I really wanted to like it. It's been on my TBR forever, but it's off the TBR now, and it was okay. I will give it that. It was okay. Next book that I read was Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I have now finished the Chestnut Spring series. This one follows Bo Eaton, the town prince, a handsome military hero with a tortured past, and then Bailey, the outcast bartender who is just from the wrong side of the track, from the wrong family, know each other. She is working at the bar that he frequents a lot, and she's basically saying to him, if I didn't have my last name, then people around here would treat me a whole lot differently. He takes that and runs with it. It's like, you know what, you're gonna be my fake fiance. It will get my entire family off my back, and then it will help everyone in town see you as who you can truly be. I absolutely love this one. I gave this one, I was stuck between 4 and 4.5 stars. I really did enjoy it. I don't know why it didn't reach that 5-star mark for me. I absolutely loved Bailey. I liked their relationship. I love how protective he was. The twist at the end on the big thing really was like for me, but I love how their relationship developed. I loved her and how just like she was. The age gap thing is not my favorite thing. If you have watched my videos before, that's not something that I typically reach for, but I didn't mind it so much here. It just didn't reach that 5-star rating for me, but it was really great. I'm happy to say that I have finished the Chestnut Spring series. I'm going to miss this whole series. It was one of my goals this year to finish that series, so I'm happy that I was able to. The next book that I read was Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This one is the continuation of Selena Sarduthian's story after the first book, and if you did not read that, I do not want to spoil that for you, so I will not continue on, but it is just the continuation of Selena. I am doing a reading vlog for this. I believe that one posts very soon, so if you are following along with this, I have this edited and scheduled, so it will be up very soon. I do have an entire playlist dedicated to me reading all of these books, so if you are interested, go check that out. I rated this one 4.5 stars again. I thought this was amazing. I flew through it. Love all of these characters and being able to see, once we got past all like the world building and really explaining who all of the characters were, this is all the action and everything really starting. This one left me needing to read the next one, and I immediately picked up Heir of Fire. Unfortunately, I did not finish that book this month. For some reason, it's taking me a very long time to finish, so I'm currently at like 200 pages left of that book. This is an off-topic thing, but I am trying so hard to finish that book this very weekend. We'll get there eventually. The next book that I read was actually my book club read for the month, which was Misery by Stephen King. This was my very first Stephen King novel, and this one is about the best-selling novelist Paul Sheldon, who has finally met his biggest fan, Annie Wilkes. I think it's Annie Wilkes. She was absolutely shocked to know that Paul was killing off her favorite character, Misery. She's also Paul's nurse after he got hurt in a car accident but you will see all of how that played out and how that came to be if you read this book. My full thoughts and feelings on this book with my friends are actually being filmed later today, and that should be out in about 2 weeks or so from when this video is posted. I will tell you right now that I rated this one 3 stars. I thought that the writing was great. Very, 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 very descriptive. I have never read Stephen King before, but I thought that it was great. I just don't think that his books are for me. I didn't think it was bad by any means, but I do think that I am just a different type of reader. I do have fairy tale and I would like to try other books by Stephen King, but I don't know, compared to everything else that I read, it just is very different, so I'll give it that. Another book that I read this month was called The Surrogate Mother by Frida McFadden. This one is about Abby, and she is in her 30s, I believe, and she wants a baby more than anything. So her and her husband Adam have been trying to have babies. They are just unable to have one on their own, so they had an adoption set up with a young teen mother out in like the South or something like that. It seems like it's just not in her future, like she's just not meant to have a child until her assistant Monica makes an offer to be her surrogate mother for her. That goes insane. Obviously, if you've read anything by Frida McFadden, you know how all of her books go. This one was going to be a 5-star rate for me. It was absolutely going insane. However, I did end up rating it 4 stars. I think that this is because of the epilogue. For some reason, I just can't get her books to a 5-star for me. The ending, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I kind of wish that the ending was different. I feel like that left that on a giant, insane cliffhanger, and for that reason, I just couldn't give it the rating that I really wanted to. I felt like that ended just weird for me, but I could see why it was ended that way, but it left it open for like, okay, well, what happens after this? What happens after that? Which I get it are the point of the books, but I just felt like it was like, not happy with it completely. The last and final book that I read during the month of July was The Inmate by Frida McFadden. I was on a binge. I just downloaded it on Kindle Unlimited and was like, I want to read this. I read The Inmate in 1 sitting. It was insane. That's typically what I can do. However, that does not equal a amazing, crazy 5-star rating. But first off, the 3 rules for Brooke Sullivan as the new nurse practitioner in the maximum security men's maximum security is to treat them all with respect, never reveal any personal information, and never ever become too friendly with any of the inmates. However, when she got hired for this job, what they did not know is that she had already broken the rules, and that nobody knows about her connection to the prisoner Shane Nelson, one of the penitentiary's most notorious and dangerous inmate. And they certainly don't know that Shane was Brooke's high school sweetheart. So the book flip-flops back in time between current and I don't remember, I believe it was like 10 or 11 years in the past, on the night that got Shane into prison and now when she is seeing Shane again and how her life is going right now. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I thought I had it all figured out from the beginning, and then of course in Frida McFadden fashion, a giant curveball was thrown at me. I did not like how naive the female main character was. Brooke honestly really did annoy me because I felt like she was so just naive and like, how can you not see this? How can you not realize that you're putting people in a dangerous situation? But at the same time, like, that was the whole point of it, and some people truly are like that, so I get it, but I don't know. I did love the epilogue, and I think that it really did tie the entire thing together. Having that different person's point of view being the epilogue was so interesting. I thought that that was a great twist. I just think that she was stupid and some parts of it were very unrealistic, so made it kind of get a little bit of a lower rating there. But all around, like, I absolutely love Frida McFadden books. I eat them up. Again, 1 sitting I read that, but it was great. It's difficult to rate them outside of that like 3 to 4.5 range, just because of everything comes out in the end. It's like, I wouldn't have seen that, so I don't know. Then there is one book that I did end up DNFing during the month of July, and that was You Love Me by Caroline Kepnes. This is the 3rd book in the You series. I did start to read this. I listened to it actually, and I was just so bored. This follows Joe. He's done with the cities, he's done with the muck and the posers, done with love, and now he's saying hello to nature, to simple pleasures on a cozy island in the Pacific Northwest. So it's just the continuation of him after, I don't know how long after the second book, I forget, but I just was listening to it on Audible and I just did not care for it. I don't know what it was. I just was not having it. I think I listened to maybe 2 or 3 chapters and I didn't care. I stopped paying attention. I just was not the biggest fan. I'm putting it back on my TBR cart, and maybe I will try and listen to it again this month, or maybe I will not even try and listen to it, and maybe I'll try to physically read it. I just felt like, here's the thing about me. I absolutely love the show. Now, I watched the show before I read the books. I just love what they did in the show a lot more than I love these books. I feel like the decisions they made to change things for TV was really good, and I kind of wish that is followed. I know that the TV show came after, but I'm just saying, he doesn't feel like the same person from the first book, and I feel like that's my big issue. I don't know. But those are all of the books that I read this month. Pretty good, crazy variety here. We got like our cowboy romance, our college hockey-ish romance, our fantasy, our crazy horror, and then this. And then, Freedom McFadden. So everything it's a broad month for me. I did not read as much as I was hoping that I would read, but I got really busy, so it is what it is. But that wraps up the month of July. I cannot believe that we are already in August. I have a lot of books and videos planned for this month, so this is a very interesting, crazy, busy month too. So we will see how much I actually get through this month as well. But that ends this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!